Fidget spinners are still rad. Feel the torque. Why do I have that? Anyway, so this is going to be the last 4 of the depression for each personality type, MBTI personality type. Link is in the description of where I'm reading from, and so I just wanted to share my thoughts, and I wanted to hear your guys' opinion. If you are one of these types and you concur with this, how do you combat the issues that lead up to this kind of depressive state? And if you're not one of these types, kind of what are your thoughts? Do you concur with people that you've seen, or what do you do, if anything, to help these types to keep from these kind of deeper issues? So the ISTP, the ISFP, ESFP, and ESTP, I'll censor it. We're going to look at these fellows. So first one, ISTP, not having the means to make things or do repairs. Interesting. Idle hands are the devil's playground for the ISTPs. It is a cause for boredom. And it is a cause for boredom. ISTPs are very crafty and curious, and so when they are often able to find themselves to do, I totally botched that sentence. ISTPs are very crafty and curious, and so they are often able to find something to do. I'm dyslexic, so they are likely to have some hobby or interest in which they immerse themselves deeply, and so if they are deprived of the means of practice or to practice those things, they may feel gutted. ISTPs can deal with most inconveniences and troubles as long as they have their objects to keep them preoccupied. That is interesting, and I wish I kind of had something like that where I'm a little more, I don't know, interactive with just kind of like hobbies that are, you know, when I see someone working on their car, I'm like, I wish I was someone like that, but I could care less about cars and things like that. But I like the idea of a lot of things, but the actual practical me doing something can be a little bit more difficult to follow through, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of interesting that there's certain people that are driven to have that kind of personality, or to do those kind of things. And whatnot. So yeah, if you're an ISTP, what kind of things do you like to do, like actually actively do with your hands, I guess? ISFPs, feeling cut off from nature and things that are beautiful and natural. ISFPs desire to feel close to all things beautiful, and they have a special appreciation for health and nature. They may get depressed when they feel unhealthy or unattractive as a result of poor habits and lifestyle. ISFPs desire freedom to explore and discover the beauty in the world, and so being in any situation in which they feel boxed in or confined is bound to make them restless and unhappy. This is weird because I actually feel relatively connected to this. So like, for instance, when spring was coming, I was so excited because I just loved seeing things come to life, and you know, just beautiful and and all that. And then now we're falling into fall. I guess I'm not quite. I do like the initial point of fall, but once we're when we're in winter and things are just gray and dull and ugly, yeah, I can definitely feel, I don't know, not depressed, but maybe, but definitely wanting to have that beauty around me and whatnot. That's interesting that they're kind of like beauty chasers, and also they may get depressed when they feel unhealthy or unattractive as a result of poor habits and lifestyle. This definitely I very much resonate with, oddly enough, so I wonder why. But I always want to make sure that whatever I'm doing in secret is commendable and moral, because I know that whatever I'm doing will greatly affect the greater, or not just the outside and whatnot, and people may feel odd about you because, well, you're doing these things in private and it's making you a certain kind of person in your aura and whatnot, and then people are going to pick up on that. So that's just really interesting that ISFPs kind of more focus on those kind of things. So yeah, if you're an ISFP, what do you consider beautiful? What do you do? What is a good habit that you do that tries to make you healthy and attractive? I would like to know. ESFPs, feeling like they are missing out on life. ESFPs, because it sounds like an ENFP almost. ESFPs are full of life and want to make the most of theirs, and sometimes you can result in a YOLO, anything goes type of lifestyle. ESFPs may be prone to envy if they are not getting what they feel they deserve. They may get depressed when comparing themselves with someone more successful than they or has something that they desire intensely. If substance abuse enters the picture, it may become a pity party full of self-loathing and self-sabotage, decadence and self-decadence. That's interesting. I just met somebody who I think they retested themselves and that they lean between ESFP and ENFP, and they seem to be really like similar types, honestly. But they have this amazing mustache. It's beautiful, and I wish I could grow something like that, but I can't, and I wouldn't look good in it. But they have this fiery red hair and a fiery red mustache with the goatee thing, and it curls out. Beautiful. But yeah, like he definitely responds in this way where they just like, sure, man, we'll just kind of do things and explore and do stuff, and he is also somebody who has very deep thought, and I mean, so all these personality types, they all are. They're not blocked in and set in stone. So, but they're nice generalizations to, put words to things. But he also has the ability to have some great thoughts. So I'm curious if ESFPs have similar kind of outgoingness, but then when you bring them, home into a nice steady place, sometimes they really are able to communicate deep thought. Because there's certain people where they're really fun and exciting, and once you bring them, alone and try to talk with them and really get to hear their heart and stuff, they're just like, they just can't do it, and they keep resorting back to, just kind of this, the simplistic, shallow stuff, and you're just like, well, this ain't gonna work. But yeah, so that's kind of fun that there are people that they like to be out there and explore the world. And that's kind of a bummer, though, that they could potentially have that self-sabotaging of substance abuse if they aren't getting, or when they start comparing themselves, and if they're not, jumping out there and exploring life. So ESFPs, do you concur with that, or what do you do to keep yourself from those dangers? So last one, ESTP. Being unable to live life fully and distinguish themselves. ESTP wants to make a name for themselves and accomplish whatever they set their sights on. They are full of validity and drive and an appetite for adventure, and so being incapacitated. Okay, and unable to act out. The word is incapacitated. Incapacitated. I wonder if I can look up. Ready? Oh, come on. Continue. There we go. Incapacitated, and y'all are like, oh yeah, Eric would get it. Oh well. And unable to act out their will or ambitions can render them depressed. Suffering losses can get them down, but their competitive spirit always allows them to come back with a vengeance. Being able-bodied and self-sufficient is highly important to ESTPs because otherwise life would be incredibly boring and depressing to them. Interesting. I don't know any ESTPs, and it's interesting as being a perceptive type how ambitious they are, because normally I find J types to be the more ambitious and chasing after stuff. And I guess I can find myself, ambitious and chasing after things and doing things, but not to that degree. I can find myself just chilling a little bit more often because I don't know, peace. I like peace, just like chilling. But it's interesting that they have that drive, and I wish I could get a little more of that drive, because there's things I want to do and things I want to accomplish, but it's difficult to find the purpose or the motivation, especially as of this past month. And I'll probably find another video to delve into all that, because it's been a rough couple months. And so finding the ambition and motivation to do things is really hard to do when you're kind of in a slump and you can't get out of it, and you feel stuck. But Yeah, so if you're an ESTP type, what kind of things do you find yourself really chasing after? Is there certain things that you find yourself chasing after more than others, like a business or like a crafting of some sort or a song or whatever? I would like to hear the different ESTP types out there, and just kind of like what you guys like to chase after. And once, um, if you feel like you're what is it? Is feeling depressed. Oh, it was because the word I got so full or messed up on it. I totally missed the whole sentence. They are full of validity and drive with an appetite for adventure, and so being unable to act out their will. So if you are unable to to pursue something, then what do you do? Are you able to go from one thing to another, um, to change a different vision or different goal, um, to combat that the inevitable, I guess, of feeling kind of depressed because you're unable to get to what you're wanting to get to? I don't know. You tell me. So yeah, if you're any of these types, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if this concurs with you at all, and what you do to try to fight this back. If you're not any of these types, I'd like to hear your thoughts, and if you've come across these people, or if you have helped them, if you're like a type that's kind of opposite of them that allows to really bring out the good in these people and to help them, I would like to hear that as well. So I'll see you guys in another video, another life. I have my computer on my piano, so I keep playing chords, but you can't hear anything. Anyways, peace out. Oh, I hit the button. I missed it.